I'm Ashley Malik, and I help midlife moms to feel amazing using nutrition and mindset strategies that give you the healthy, happy, and confident life you've been striving for. After losing 65 pounds in perimenopause, tackling gut health issues, and surviving breast cancer, I've learned that health and wellness is so much more than just gathering information. Learning to rewire your brain and your thoughts lets you take all that valuable information and put it into action so that you actually get results. Here, you'll get strategies for eating healthy food without feeling deprived, systems for making nutrition work for you and your family, and steps to rewire your brain so that you never have to rely on motivation again. If you're ready to be healthy, have more energy, and thrive in midlife, you're in the right place. This is the Family Fork Podcast. My goodness, you have tuned into such a fun and actionable episode of the Family Fork. So today we are going to have some fun because that's what summer's all about, right? Having fun and really, truly enjoying all that the season has to offer. This is number 5 in the Summer Success series, and I promise it is going to be a good one. However, before we get into today's episode, I want to invite you to do something. I want to invite you to send me your questions. I want to know, what questions do you have around anti-inflammatory eating, eating to support your health in perimenopause? What struggles are you having around losing weight in midlife? Where are you finding it really challenging to feed your family? I want to know specifically what questions you have. And throughout future episodes, I want to be able to feature your questions so that I can really help dial in to exactly where it is that you are struggling and where you need some extra support or guidance or inspiration. I made it really easy. There's a link in the show notes where you can send me questions, or you can drop me a message on Instagram at the Ashley Malik. And then listen this summer, and I will feature your name and your question in a future episode. I'm really excited to hear what questions you have so I can give you that much more specialized support. All right. So as I said, this is the 5th episode in our Summer Success series. The last couple of episodes have been so good, just so packed with all of the tools and resources you need to have your healthiest, happiest summer ever. In the first episode of the series, and I'll link to all of these below so you don't have to worry about finding which episode they were, but the first episode of the series, we talked about working out and ways to work out in the summer that make sense to your schedule and your goals. So if you're struggling to figure out what to do for workouts and fitness, that's a great episode for you. Next, we went into anti-inflammatory eating that works for you and your family. That particular episode was packed full of great ways to make summer eating feel really healthy and fun without spending a lot of time in the kitchen, without heating up your kitchen, and without feeling like all you ever do is try and cook healthy meals that honestly not everybody likes anyway. So be sure to snag that episode to get some really good ideas on how to make your family meals super, super fun this summer. The third episode in the series focused on time blocking, because even if you are a master at managing your calendar and getting everything in there, because I know you are a high achiever, this is what you do. But there are often categories that we forget to put in our calendar, like time for meal planning or time for grocery shopping. The time blocking episode really teaches you how to prioritize your fun stuff on the calendar first for your entire summer. And then you can back into the things that really need to happen, like grocery shopping, meal planning, cooking, all of that, working out. And then you will still have time for everything that you want to do in the summer. Last week's episode, that one was great. It helped you pull all of this together with the right mindset. Honestly, the way you think is going to make or break how you feel about this summer. So if you want to have fun and you want to feel healthy and strong and energized all summer long, last week's episode gives you a complete framework to use that lets you rewire your brain so that you start thinking in a way that is truly going to give you the summer fun that you are looking for. It's also packed with a bunch of examples from my clients and students that I guarantee I know you are going to completely relate to these examples. So that was the first 4 episodes. And that brings us to today's episode where, yay, we actually get to celebrate the fact that now you have every single tool you need for a happy and healthy summer. That's great. I really, really want you to squeeze the best out of summer without stressing about the food or what you're going to eat or how you are going to feel in those shorts. I don't want you to put off your health and wellness until the fall. Nope. We are going to squeeze the best out of this entire summer season. Now, when I think about summer, I know for me, and probably for your family too, some of the most challenging moments that you face, especially around food or working out or being healthy, is when you're at the pool, the beach, or on vacation. When you are in any of these settings, fully, that sun, really hot sun is kind of beating down on you. It feels so good. And maybe you hear some of those waves out in the ocean. If you're at the pool or the beach, you're probably hearing some good music. I really like house music. Oh, it's just such a good vibe. And especially when you're on vacation, like maybe you're hearing tropical music or some steel drums, that wind is blowing through your hair. You can just imagine it, right? But the last thing you want to think about when you are in this serene, peaceful setting is feeling guilty about what you're eating. So today, I am giving you my top 5 tips for enjoying the pool, the beach, your vacation without any guilt at all. And I promise these are 5 really easy, super actionable tips. So even if you don't use the entire summer success toolkit, which has been this last 5 episodes in the series, it's okay. I want you to just focus on the 5 things we're talking about here today. And I promise you are going to feel incredible all summer long. So let's get into it. All right. Number 1 on the list, whether you are headed to the pool, the beach, the ocean, or you're on vacation, I want you to bring your own snacks. Having your own healthy options is really going to help keep you in line with your health and your fitness goals. Not to mention, by choosing healthy snacks that you can bring with you, it's going to give you a ton of energy. You're not going to feel bloated or inflamed or tired because you've eaten too much sugar or processed ingredients. No, you get to have tons of energy and feel really, really focused on enjoying where you are in the moment, whether you're with family or friends or even by yourself. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes solitude on a beach vacation is a really welcome change of pace. But by bringing your own snacks, you set yourself up for feeling really amazing. When you're enjoying that time at the pool or on vacation, I gave you a bunch of resources and ideas for snacks that are going to travel well, snacks that you can bring with you. But remember, no matter where you are, you can be proactive about stopping at a grocery store or a convenience store. If you're on vacation and you're driving around and maybe you end up at a beach, maybe check out one of the roadside fruit stands or a farmer's market that you drive by. These are all great options for getting fresh food and treats. I've mentioned before too, dry roasted nuts, fresh food, flavored waters, all of these things are going to be really delicious snacks and will help you stay on track with your goals without going totally overboard. So that's a pretty simple one, right? Bring your own snack. All right. Number 2 is to skip the alcohol, or at the very least, I want you to set a limit for how much you'll drink each day that you're at the pool or on vacation. Now, I get it. I know. I can feel you rolling your eyes at me right now. But alcohol, while it might feel good going down and in the moment, alcohol is actually a depressant for our body and our nervous system. The more you drink, it actually increases the amount of inflammation you have in your body, which means you are going to have less energy. Overall, you're probably going to feel more bloated, and alcohol, especially if you're having like mixed drinks or beer, it really tends to kick off cravings because that alcohol is converting to sugar in your body. And then your body is like, whew, I want more of that. So if you've ever had those moments where you're drinking a lot, believe me, I know I've been there, but you find that like, oh my gosh, I'm craving salty foods and chips and French fries and sugary treats. It's because your body is craving more and more sugar. So I get it. Go ahead and roll your eyes. But I really want you to go back and re listen to where we talked a lot about the way you need to think in order to have a summer where you don't feel deprived without feeling like, oh, I don't want to have to say no to the alcohol, or I don't want to be the only one in my group that's not drinking. It's okay. Reframe your thoughts so that saying no to the alcohol, it just won't feel that hard. Now, as an alternative for drinking a lot of alcohol, I really want you to come up with some things that feel like a fun or a nice treat. In this case, any type of flavored water, sparkling water is good. One of the things that I really like is to take sparkling water and add an electrolyte powder that's called Cure, Cure, and I'll link to it in the show notes. The grapefruit is absolutely my favorite flavor. And when you add the Cure powder to a little bit of sparkling water and maybe float an orange slice on top, it is so refreshing. And honestly, it's like bubbly and nice. I used to drink vodka soda with a lime. That was my favorite cocktail of choice. And so it kind of gets me there because it's bubbly and fresh, but without all the alcohol. I do want to caution though, when you're trying to find substitutions, don't substitute with a bunch of sugary juices or like those sugary cocktail mixers. Try and stick with pretty clean alternatives like a flavored water, sparkling water. It is going to help you feel a lot better. And one of my favorite tricks that I like to use is to drink out of a really fun cup. So there's this company called Swig, Swig. And again, I'll link to them in the show notes. I absolutely love all of the travel cups that they offer. They have really cute little wine tumblers and travel mugs, just so many beverage containers that you will absolutely love using this summer. So if you're making some fun sparkling water, it's nice to have it in a wine cup that's insulated with a lid. It'll travel with you. You're going to feel really great about drinking it. And people are going to know, hey, where did you get that adorable wine tumbler? So it's also a great conversation starter too. All right, tip number 3. I really want you to intentionally enjoy your favorite treats. Yes, I want you to eat what you love and what you want, but I want you to use the 3-bite rule. So if you've been around me for a little while, you will know that I use the 3-bite rule all the time. So it goes like this. Let's say you are looking at your favorite dessert, which is like a piece of cheesecake. You're on vacation and they have cheesecake for dessert, and it's just got that yummy, like sliced strawberries on top and maybe some chocolate shavings. Sounds so good and rich right now. Honestly, my mouth is watering just thinking about it. So with the 3-bite rule, you can definitely have 1 bite of that cheesecake. But when you have 1 bite, your body, your mouth, it's kind of like, that's just not enough. I just want a little bit more. Okay, so fine. You're going to have 2 bites. But when you have 2 bites, you think it was good, but I just want a little bit more, just a tiny taste more. So this is where the 3-bite rule comes in, because when you have 3 bites of that delicious, creamy strawberry cheesecake or whatever treat is most delicious to you, you almost feel like you've been indulgent. You had the 1 bite to cure the craving. You had the 2nd bite and it felt good. But then by 3 bites, you're like, whoa, okay, that was really delicious. And if you take a minute to enjoy and savor the flavors, the texture of that favorite treat, 3 bites, I promise you, is going to feel like enough. And again, this allows you to not have to say no altogether. There's a way to do it in moderation. And really, this 3-bite framework, it applies when you're on vacation, to any of the desserts that you're having on vacation, even with your sharing with your family, anytime. Like maybe you're having s'mores on the beach or ice cream at the swimming pool. Whatever it is, just know that you can eat that, even if it has sugar, even if it has inflammatory ingredients. Just enjoy the treat. It's totally fine. But don't go overboard and stick with that 3-bite rule. All right, tip number 4. I want you to prioritize fresh fruit. Wherever you are, you will always be able to find fresh fruit, whether you are at the pool, eating at a cute little restaurant or cafe that's beachside when you're on vacation, anywhere. I want you to put fruit front and center. If you're vacationing in a country where maybe your drinking water isn't super safe, fruit in a peel, like an orange or a banana, is going to be really safe for you, and it will also be really satiating. There are so many creative ways to get fruit when you're hanging out at the beach or on vacation. Like maybe you've decided that you're going to go ahead and order a cocktail, but guess what? You can actually ask for some extra fruit on the side because, those tropical drinks, oftentimes they come with like a slice of orange or a slice of pineapple on the side of the glass. Just ask your waiter to build you a small plate with some extra fruit on the side. Fruit is a great choice when you're in that hot sun on vacation because it's going to be incredibly hydrating. So if you're getting dehydrated from playing outside on the beach, you want to make sure you're replenishing some of those fluids, and fruit is a great way to do that. Plus, it's going to give you a great boost of fiber. Most fruit has a healthy dose of fiber, and that is going to keep digestion running smoothly. It's going to stop you from being bloated, and it will definitely help to clear out some of the inflammatory ingredients that you might be eating at other meals. And because it's sweet, it's really going to help keep your sugar cravings at bay. So whether you're asking for extra fruit on the side of your tropical cocktail, or you're having fruit as a dessert itself, or you're pairing fruit with ice cream or pound cake or that cheesecake that we talked about, when you prioritize your fruit, it's going to help you feel satiated and will keep you healthier overall. All right, number 5, my final tip, and it's my favorite one: relax and enjoy. I want you to remember that when you are spending time at the beach or on vacation or the pool, it does not have to be all about food. As a culture here in the United States, and I know other cultures as well, but we focus a lot on food. But remember, your time this summer is also about building memories and spending time with your family and your friends, really soaking up the sounds and the smells around you. I still remember a beach vacation that I took with my parents in Hawaii years and years ago. And I can still vividly remember how it felt to sit in my beach chair and run my hands through the warm sand next to me. And then there was the smell of tropical flowers that just wafted in whenever the wind would blow. This didn't have anything to do with food. And this is what your summer should really focus on: all the stuff that's outside of the food. When you're doing this, you are putting your own health and wellness at the center. It really helps to focus in and prioritize yourself, even during the busy summer months, even when you're on vacation and things might feel chaotic or stressful. Health and wellness should be your priority. Create the mindset where you don't feel like you have to go overboard with food and drinks just because you're on vacation. That is not a way to prioritize your health and wellness. I see this happen with a lot of women. They go on vacation, or you have a weekend on the boat or the lake, and you come back and you feel like all you did was eat and snack and drink. I want you to relax, enjoy, and remember that one meal or one dessert or one day, it's just not your ticket to blow off the entire summer, but it's also not a ticket to feel guilty or to feel shame about the choices that you made that may not have been in support of your health and wellness goals. Remember, the goal is to relax and enjoy. We're human, and it's okay to do that. Just know that if you have a meal or a day where you haven't made the best choices for eating, it's okay. wake up the next day, get back on track, because the sooner you get back on track, the sooner you are going to feel happy and healthy, which ultimately, that is the summer that we have set out to create for you. I really hope that you have enjoyed this entire Summer Success series. It is truly packed with some of my favorite and transformational tips for being able to create a wonderful summer for yourself, for you, for your family, all of it. So if you don't do anything else, I want you to do the 5 things that we talked about in today's episode. Bring your own snacks, skip or limit the alcohol, use that 3-bite rule, prioritize fresh fruit, and relax and enjoy. Remember, it is about the full picture. It's not about one meal or what you can or can't have. It's about creating this whole opportunity to enjoy all that summer has to offer you. And with that, this is the end of our Summer Success series. So I have included a bunch of links and resources in the show notes. I'm just really excited to be able to share with you the things that I love and that I know I'll be using over the summer to enjoy time with myself and my family. And I want you to be able to take advantage of that as well. And before we go today, I want to remind you, please make sure to leave me your questions. There's a link below where you can send me the questions that you want me to answer on a future episode, or you can drop me a message on Instagram at the Ashley Malek. I really want to be able to answer those questions around anti-inflammatory nutrition, perimenopause, family meals, any of those things where you are struggling the most. So send those questions over and I'll let you know ahead of time when I'm featuring your question on an upcoming episode. All right, my friend, I hope this has been a really fun, informative, and useful series for you. I want you to get out there knowing that you have all the tools you need to create your best summer ever. So go have fun. Truly get ready to love your happy, healthy summer. Thanks for joining me today for this series on the podcast, and I will see you next. Thanks for listening to the Family Fork podcast. I hope today left you inspired and equipped with something tangible that you can put into action today. Remember, success is so much more than just gathering information. You have to put it into action. If this episode resonated with you, here's how you can help the show reach even more midlife moms. Hit follow, share it with a friend who's struggling in midlife too, and if you're feeling generous, leave us a review. Your thoughtful review helps other listeners discover these conversations when they need them the most. This show has become even more than I could have imagined, and it's because of loyal listeners like you who show up and share. You are helping to build this community and movement that will inspire midlife moms for years to come. For show notes, links, and resources, head to ashleymalek.com/podcast. Keep striving for the healthy, energized life that you deserve.